Apollo, keep it down.
Well, I did this. Why can't you? What?
Why can't you?
Have you ever been wrong? I was like, no. I love Tesla.
Why can't you?
Say, oh, you think you about that? You think it's a game?
From Universal Studios.
Well, all right. I guess we're fucking doing this. Hey, welcome to the Bin Podcast Network production. Thank you for supporting us on the Patreon.com/The Bin Podcast. Yeah, we got. Let's see if I can remember this off the top of my head. We got Ollie and Dutch and Claire Levert, Russell and Hayden, and tons of mice.
You don't want zero problems, big fella.
Did good.
Also, if you haven't noticed and you haven't been on the show lately, we have super chats now. So
We did it.
So we'll do it. We'll do it this way. You put the super chat in the chat, and we'll read the super chat and respond to it.
Oh, girl, baby girl. Oh.
And if you want Mikey to play a specific soundboard clip, maybe super chat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think I'd be obligated at that point. I think I'd be obligated.
I think you would.
Even if it is in the wrong setting.
I
calling her Rhino Taylor Green.
I apologize for us being like an hour and a half late. There were a bunch of people in my house taking pictures, and they wouldn't leave.
Tim, bow your head.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
No, I want the real one.
Oh, right.
Bill Bull is a shame. He's shameful.
Actually, one more.
Shame.
God damn.
God damn.
Shame.
Oh
I
boy.
think you've learned your lesson.
Yeah. So long story short, I'm in the middle of both buying and selling a house, and
The
my
same
realtor.
house.
The same house. I'm selling my house and I'm buying it again, so I can have I can have a higher interest rate.
That's some real Trump shit, you know what I mean? I sold the house to me, stupid. That's why I got a higher interest rate, stupid. Hey, Darren in the chat with our first super chat of the day. You have super chats. Woohoo! We do.
It is
£5, 5 British pounds.
British pounds. What does that translate to? Like $5.50 or something?
87, 612. I don't know, somewhere in there.
An amount of money.
Thank you.
So yeah, I thank you, Darren. Yes, I am both buying and selling a house, not the same house, mind you. And my wife and our realtor decided a few hours ago that it would be the best time to have a photographer come in and take pictures.
Cameraman came in like taking pictures of everything. I'm gonna take a picture of your basement and the crawl space. Let me see behind the stove.
So that took a bit longer than they predicted it would, so that's why we're late.
I think everybody's okay. I think everybody stayed up a little late last night to see the good news.
Oh yeah? What happened somewhere that was good?
Not
The
here.
aircraft starts upside down
and burning.
We are still upside down and burning as of right now, but Carney wins.
America wants our land, our resources, our water, our country.
Whoa. No one ever said anything about your water.
No, he did. He wants to renegotiate. He wants to renegotiate the Great Lakes so that we control them.
This speech that I've only heard 10 seconds of sounds really like that America fucked up real hard.
We're the baddies. Hello, Jen. Oh, we have to say hello to everyone. We can't get into the news yet. We have to say hello to the good people.
The good people.
Kay, Ollie, Billy, Diz, Jen, Vike Stricker.
But these are not idle threats. President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. That will never.
That's rough, man. That's rough.
Dude, why are we doing this?
Why does it sound like we're going to war with Canada?
They're nice. They're wicked nice.
Get
him.
Apollo, knock it off.
Kill Apollo.
Apollo. Kill.
Attack. Wound. Maim Apollo. Maim. Maybe he knows. The Muppet Master. Everyone.
It just sounds like Canada is preparing for the worst.
Like, our friends shouldn't have to play defense against us, but they are. So I'm glad for them, but I'm also reminded of the state that we're in.
Yeah, if countries got to make speeches like they're never going to own us, that's a problem.
That's problematic. Off rip.
Us so that America can own us. That will never ever.
How mad do you think Ollie would get if I clipped out that part where it said America will own us and just played it over and over again? Oh, super chat from Tons of Mice for Tim's realtor shower pics. It's like here, I'm here to take pictures of the house. Oh, okay, thanks. What are you doing with that boa? Huh? What's all this oils?
This better not end up on OnlyFans later.
This is a bunch of perverts that like looking at crawl spaces. Only steps.
Never happen.
Ooh, are those unfinished basement steps? Gross, I love it.
That will never, ever happen. Our old relationship with the United States, a relationship based on steadily increasing integration, is over.
Damn, bro, they broke up with us.
Well, why does it feel like we're England right now? Like, when other countries are like, no, we want to be independent from England. Like, why does it feel like one of those kind of moments where Canada's like, we're not friends anymore?
Yeah, they're just like, hey, by the way, we're not gonna let you know when like the next cookout is. Because if we told you when it was, then this would happen. Like, we're that friend.
We show up drunk, start like knocking shit over, taking people's drinks from them. This is my water now.
Burn all the food because I know better. Or overseason it. I go, no, man, you gotta put some pepper on there, and then the lid comes off, just ruins all the burgers.
No, you gotta press down on the burger. That's how it cooks right. You get the grill marks. And then it's all like fucking dry shit inside. Yeah. That's America. Just dry it out on the inside.
Regios in the chat. Regios says, crawl spaces are better seen, but not experienced. Word.
Gross.
Ollie says, Mikey, you are one of the few Americans I like and trust. You are playing with that. All right. I won't clip it.
What about me?
Well, you're new.
Newer
Than me.
I'm not trusted as an American.
I mean, you're right there next to New York. A bunch of.
I get it, Ollie. I get it.
I mean, you're real close. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are bordering each other, so he's got to be, on guard with you. I'm way in the middle, so.
You're closer to Canada than I am.
Is that true?
It is. Just because you're in the middle doesn't mean you're not close to Canada.
I think you're still way closer, brother.
Nah.
How close are you to the border?
Like 5 hours.
I mean, I don't have a fucking Moana sailboat that I could just go right across the lake, but I'd have to go through Wisconsin and then into the Upper Peninsula or all the way through Michigan.
I'm pretty sure I got to drive the entire length of New York State, go through Buffalo and Albany and all that.
That's what I'm saying. I got to go all the way up through Wisconsin and Michigan again, or I got to fucking go through Indiana and then through Michigan.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google Maps this here.
Yeah, why don't you get out the little ruler calculator as opposed to accusing me of being in bed with Canadian usurpers waiting to take us over any minute. Any minute they'll be coming.
Let's see. Let's go to Niagara Falls because that's the Canadian border.
You know what they're gonna do when they get here, Tim?
What?
Sucking us dry, and
that's what they'll be doing.
No. 6.5 hours.
For who? Me or you?
For me. To get from where I am to Niagara Falls.
SG with the suit, £2 super chat. Oh, wrong button. Ignore that. Congrats on being able to monetize. Heart eyes, smiley face. Thank you, SG. Thank you. Appreciate you. This Stream Deck has really held up to some real abuse because I've been air horning on that same spot for years, and it has. You know what? This stream brought to you by our friends at Stream Deck.
They shouldn't pay us, or they should pay us, but they're not.
They might. I mean, they probably won't want to endorse us if we're doing political content, but maybe they'll endorse Team Nade when we get Team Nade off the ground here, because that'll be hilarious. Team Nade, the greatest gaming squad you never heard of, coming soon. Dude, can you imagine the merch? A Team Nade hat.
Oh my god!
With the hexagon. Come on, man.
So, yeah.
Ollie was up all night and he had to get up for work today. That was, yeah, I bet that was fun. I think he didn't go to bed till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but his country has decided to endorse and embrace, the correct politics, and our country has decided to just hold on to fascism as long as we can until it breaks. So
it's breaking into sharp shards. Is Tons out there? Tons can see my invisible bird that's not real. I keep it nearby. I would have it chirp, but it is so fucking loud. It fucking overblast the mic.
Once it was clear that Trump won the election, I went to sleep because I didn't want to stay up any longer and live in the dread as election results were still coming in. But if it was clear that Trump was not going to win, and regardless of who the other candidate was, really, it could have been Harris, it could have been Bernie or Biden again, who cares? I would have stayed up because it would have meant Trump lost. So I understand why Ali is tired. If my fellow citizens had made the correct choice and not voted for a fascist, I would have celebrated a little bit on election night.
but that didn't happen.
System of open global trade anchored by the United States, a system that Canada has relied on since the Second World War, a system that, while not perfect, has helped deliver prosperity for a country for decades, is over. These are tragedies, but it's also our new reality. We are over the shock of the American betrayal.
No.
See, we're out there, but like,
Yeah,
it's a betrayal. Like, man,
we're Judas.
You know the crazy shit is like, sorry Canadians, but like forever, you know, America has always been like little brothering Canada. Like we've always been like, oh, Canada.
I always
cool,
figured like
I guess.
I always figured like Canada was the older but shorter brother.
Right.
Like more mature, but not as huge as we are.
And now I never thought that Canada would be like, yeah, no, fuck America, because you're all assholes, right? You've betrayed us, and now we're cutting all diplomatic. Like, I never thought.
Fuck y'all, all of y'all. If y'all don't like me.
And you know, back when Trudeau gave his speech about it, he was like, you know, you guys down in America have really enjoyed one of the best situations a country could have with an extremely friendly country on your largest border.
Yeah.
And now, well, you fucked that up.
Oh, Tim, little sausage made moment for everybody else, but hey, Tim, I realized something.
What?
As long as someone gives us like a $5 super chat, which we've already got, we can curse all we want.
Really?
Because the revenue would have been about that. You know what I mean? So as long as we get a couple of super chats, let her rip. You know what I mean? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
What are they gonna do?
Take our ad money? Fine, bitch. We don't need it. Our peoples like the way we talk.
That's right. I still won't say like any like hard.
No,
C words.
we're not gonna be like different. We just
we won't let Wayne off the show. That's.
Wayne is not writing any walk-ups.
But we should never forget the lessons.
But you're going to take us forward.
We have to look out for ourselves. When I sit down with President Trump, it will be to discuss the future economic and security relationship between two sovereign nations. And it
better wear a suit.
Will be with our full knowledge that we have many, many other options than the United States to build prosperity for all Canadians.
We had a couple of chats. Chats. Hey, Mikey, your favorite Jagmeet Singh stepped down as leader of the NDP last night, too. Yeah, I heard. One of my favorites for the Sweet 16 over on Unbox Politics. But maybe we won't be getting no more clips from Jagmeet because it's going to be stepping down now. Now the dark horse is out of the... It's like fantasy sports. That's what... Is that what we should we start doing? Like, should we set up a fantasy sports league for politicians?
Oh my God.
And start giving them points like based on their polls?
Oh my God.
But instead of betting, all of it goes to charity, and it's like this super philanthropic thing, and we change politics forever.
One can dream, Mikey. One can dream.
Somebody wants to steal that idea. I'll go for it.
Yeah. Speaking of Unbox, I think we're gonna have one. Listen, Cody did an interview on fucking Sam Cedar's show, so we can actually use it for Unboxed.
Oh, here we go. You found your loophole.
I'm excited.
Aliman, so do the Libs now go into coalition with the NDP to form a government? What did Ali say? We can make deals and get the votes we need to, but most likely they will set up the coalition. Okay.
See, this is the cool part about a mixed member proportional system is that the governing parties have to form coalitions and like work together and shit. to form majorities so you can actually like form a government. Like the election is just sort of the first step.
Yeah.
And then after the election, you know, they have to figure out how they're going to govern. And our shitty two-party dumbass system, the parties don't have to cooperate at all if they don't want to.
Exactly. They just say, well, or I'll just bury all of my opposition in smear ads until it's just me. How about that? How's that for coalition? I destroyed everyone.
And I was at a political science conference over the weekend, and some of this stuff was discussed about, like, I wrote a paper on ranked choice voting, and up there in Maine, they have ranked choice voting for all their elections if they need it. And at first they were like, yeah, right? At first the Republicans in Maine were like, oh, ranked choice voting is a Democratic conspiracy to steal elections. And then after a couple elections, they were like, oh, this is pretty good because it forces parties to kind of work together a little bit. Like if you're a third party, you want to attach yourselves to a Republican or a Democrat, say, make me your second choice.
Right.
And then that way your party gets more votes and more representation, possibly. Like, our shitty system is just like the antithesis of forcing politicians to cooperate.
And it doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Right. People don't feel represented in either party, like we do. I don't feel like the Democrats or the Republicans represent me in any way.
No.
And then you get disenfranchised, and that's why we have more and more voters who aren't affiliated with a party. And then you get populism.
And you get a lot of stay at home, which leads to a specific populace to, you know, take over and hijack the federal government.
And like, I don't want to rag on anyone who like chose not to vote. Like, that's your decision. And you have the freedom in this country to not do that. However, the way our system is set up is to not have you vote. It just is.
Right.
It's been that way since the founding of the country. The original Constitution, you didn't directly elect the president. You didn't directly elect senators. You only directly elected your House members. And because the framers of the Constitution didn't fucking trust the voters, like, at all.
To be fair, they couldn't read.
That's true. That's true. And Rhode Island didn't even show up, so...
Lazy shits. Wake up!
But, like...
Wake your ass up.
You know, through the years, we got direct election of senators, and now we just need direct election of the president. Get rid of this fucking...
Electoral college needs to go.
Yeah. It is the dumbest. No one else does it because it's so fucking dumb.
It's clearly cheating. Like, it's so obviously cheating.
We shouldn't have a voter system that has an error percentage. I'm just saying.
Messed up. I think I missed one. Hold on. Oh, Jen says, please no more gamifying of the political landscape. This world is cynical enough. But we're at the bottom end of that funnel. So agree to disagree. I want the cash. In the dystopia, I want the cash.
Yeah, if we're going to live in a dystopian nightmare, I'd rather have more money than less money.
Right. Or goats, whatever people barter.
Yeah, like whatever we end up with. I hope it's the bottle cap system from like Fallout.
Ooh, bottle caps. That'd be cool.
Right? I already got a bunch.
Caps. I was about to say, hold on. And we will now use guitars as payment for things. Yes! Yes!
Oh, I have one.
We're eating tonight. Mike, did you watch my crash out recording I sent you? I did not. We were live last night. Did you send it to me last night? Let me see if I can find it. Is it on the Book of Faces? Well, while I dig that up.
Yeah, play the next.
We're going to go on to the next thing. Next thing. Activate. Oh. So do you know who this guy is? Ronner? Do you remember him?
No.
Of course you don't.
Governor, thanks for being here.
Great to be with you, Brett. Thank you.
We're just talking about the sanctuary cities issue.
Sorry for the quality.
You had the mayor here
Yeah, it's Fox News. They suck ass.
Department
it's
on
like
Monday.
Someone's scuffing of Fox News, and this is from, I think it's 7 years ago.
Oh.
Threat to cut anti-crime federal funds because Chicago's a sanctuary city. Who are you with on this one? President Trump or Mayor Emanuel?
Well, I can tell you this. Illinois is a state built by immigrants. My grandparents were immigrants, and 1 in 7 people in Illinois are immigrants. So this is a very, very big issue. I personally feel like we've got to have a system of immigration that works. Our system is broken. We need fundamental, dramatic immigration reform. And rather than lawsuits and rather than name calling or fighting about which community is going to enforce our laws and which aren't, I think we should have a thoughtful, rational discussion about our immigration laws themselves. Which ones should we enforce?
You might be right. We should have had a fucking discussion about it.
That'd be far more productive.
So why shouldn't Chicago follow federal law?
Well, I tell you this, the system is broken. We need to keep our people safe. Here's the issue. We have to put priority on keeping the people of America safe and making sure that we have laws that we enforce and that the laws are rational and they're implemented everywhere.
So you have this bill, SB 31, on your desk. According to the Chicago Tribune, the bill would prohibit police from searching, arresting, or detaining a person because of their immigration status, absent a federal criminal warrant. It would also create so-called safe zones in state-funded schools, healthcare centers, Secretary of State facilities, and block state and local enforcement agencies from creating registries based on race, religion, and national origin. So are you going to sign that bill?
So our staff is evaluating that bill right now. In fact, we are meeting with law enforcement agencies and law enforcement leaders in the state to get their views on it. We're going to evaluate it, and then we'll make an announcement about how we're going to deal with it.
There's some families who say they've lost loved ones because of sanctuary status or policy, and they're trying to meet with you. Do you want to hear that point of view?
I want to hear everybody's point of view. You know, I work for everybody in the state of Illinois. Our immigration system is broken, and we need to have a system that keeps the people of Illinois safe, the people of America safe. We got to put that as the first priority.
So
I told you they didn't have any ideas. All this shit is old. This shit is recycled. They don't have a plan.
They never had a plan.
But that is Rauner. He's the former governor of Illinois. Here, oh boy, here. Let me find a shorter version of it. So I watched the whole thing of this on 1.5 speed. I'm tempted to have us do the exact same thing, and then like I'll skip through like the applause breaks. What a difference! What a difference!
Here's my problem with Governor Pritsker here.
Okay.
Are we just gonna trade one billionaire for another?
Well, have you heard this billionaire talk?
I mean, I've heard him talk, but like billionaires in the White House is not a good idea. Like, we shouldn't just elect the rich to our government. I know that's what we do in this country, but he's an oligarch still.
Okay, so is 3 billion the same as like, you know, Elon billions? I would say no.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that many billions.
Trump has never had $1 billion. He has lied about having all that money. We all know this.
Well, he has it now. He's made himself wealthy.
He's been
being president.
Bro, I think he just broke even on his legal debts and all his fines. And remember that $500-something million he had to pay?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But
he's still paying off his ticket. He still ain't even made nothing yet.
That's my only concern, is that we shouldn't have people who are personally wealthy in the White House.
What if I told you he self-funded his campaign?
That's not great. I'm gonna be honest with you. People who self-fund their campaigns aren't as responsive to constituents as people who get their money from the constituents.
But couldn't you also argue that those people aren't beholden to, you know, PAC money, saying, "Hey, man, when we come a calling, you know what to do." But and he ran to be a governor as opposed to like someone in D.C.
But how much money did he spend to be governor? Of his money,
I think 100-something million.
Right. How many people have $100 million?
I mean, having all the cash in the world won't win you the election. It helps for sure.
I guess I have problems with, not only the campaign finance system, but people who can self-fund, like Governor Pritsker, they're sort of pushing other people who can't out. Because who can compete with $100 million?
I wonder if he won on his first go round, or if he tried a couple times. I can't remember.
I'm just saying he's got the money to do it. He's got the money to self-fund. But like, let's say someone with the same ideas who didn't have that money, they didn't even register in the primaries for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's on the correct end of the power money dynamic.
Right. Which is why I'm not beating him with the billionaire stick.
Right. But he's also, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about progressives who are like super wealthy running for office, because how progressive can you be if you're a billionaire?
I mean, he's kind of showing that. He's been handing Trump his ass because, again, if you're self-funded, what are you gonna do? Primary me? Okay, let's go dollar for dollar, Elon. What's up? What you want to do? And he threw, and it's a good thing to have a billionaire on your side. He threw a bunch of money into that Wisconsin race.
Right, but
I'm not saying it absolves him of having wealth, but I'm just saying, thus far he's used it for goodness.
I'm just saying that, like, the fact that people can go around in our system and do that, like whether it's him or Trump or Musk or whoever, like just personally wealthy people, like we currently have the richest Congress we've ever had, and every time there's a new Congress, they're the richest Congress we've ever had. Like, it's the amount of money being spent on our campaigns is insane. Like, you shouldn't have to spend $100 million to run for governor of any state. And it's even in Connecticut, our governor is personally wealthy, and I don't like that. Like, our last election was 2 millionaires going at it to be governor, and they both just like put down $15 million and were like, all right, here we go. They were self-funded too, but that means that they don't need the input from constituents. Like Governor Lamont, he's a pretty good governor, but he's also just an aloof millionaire who's governor. He's not one of the people.
171.5 million.
That's a lot of money to run an election. Like, that's more than most Senate campaigns.
Illinois is a big state.
You are right. Illinois is a big state.
Why you gotta keep being a dick? With your little piece of garbage, crab shell of a goddamn state.
Connecticut
bitches. All right, let's see here.
Mini rant over. Resume the video.
Tim's like, I hate everyone. And him. Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't hate him. I like his politics. It's just the money in the campaign finance system is insane.
I mean, the system's already the way it is. Someone is going to have to come through that system and then dismantle the system. It has to go in that order.
Yeah, but who's going to do that?
No one according to you.
What billionaire is going to pay his way into office and then suddenly, we have to dismantle this campaign finance system. It's terrible. We got to fix it. We got to get rid of Citizens United and fix all this stuff. Like, no one is ever going to say that. In a million years. They're not going to say, "Oh, well, let me shut the door on my way out, so no one else can be rich in elections."
We need a saboteur.
It's the same reason that no one who is currently in Congress is ever for term limits. Why would they term limit themselves? That's crazy. I mean, except for like AOC.
That's what I'm saying. Sure somebody will do it. Here we go.
So today I want to talk to you about those people. I want their voices to be what we hear, their stories to be the ones that we tell. Andy Smith.
I was about to say, he was speaking a little
Andy
fast.
Smith lives in Edwardsville, which is a small city in southern Illinois. On February 4th of this year,
home of the Salukis, SIU.
Andy took a homemade sign to a spot where she figured she would get the most visibility, the intersections of highways 157 and 143. And on her own, she lifted up her sign and she started protesting the Trump administration. Later, Later, she told the local paper that on that first day, she felt like a crazy person standing out there all by herself. And then someone walking her dog saw her sign, stopped, and decided to join her. That helped, Andy said. The next day, February 5th, Andy showed up to protest again, and this time 4 friends came to join her. Well, 2 days later, on February 7th, the small but hearty band of
Tons says, I'll do it. Go fund me $1 billion or so and get me elected. All right, Tons. I trust him. I think he'll turn it off. I think he'll turn off the spigot once he gets up there. In case that's why we got to be organizing and pumping money into shit other than just election campaigns. I agree.
Edwardsville protesters got their first counter-protester. One guy who yelled obscenities at them. But in true Midwestern fashion, that guy later returned to apologize. Andy Smith's protesters now meet every Friday at 1 p.m. Last week, there were 300 of them. Gavin Carpenter is a disabled military veteran and a maintenance mechanic.
Cash Patel in the background, like.
And at Yosemite National Park. Every February, Yosemite fills with people waiting to see an event that happens only once a year. The winter sun lights up a waterfall on the face of the park's most famous cliff, El Capitan. This year, on that day, Gavin climbed to the top of the cliff and he hung an American flag upside down, famously known as a signal of dire distress. When asked why he did it, Gavin pointed to the cuts that Elon Musk and Doge were making to his beloved national parks. And he said, we're bringing attention to what's happening to our parks, which are every American's properties.
Yeah, that's my Yosemite, damn it.
Lucy Welch. Lucy writes the daily snow report at the Sugarbush Resort.
Oh my God, at this point, let her rip. You know what I'm saying? just whatever.
In Vermont.
From what I hear, I'm pretty safe over here, Mikey. So when the supervolcano happens, if you want to like come down this way,
the ash cloud, sir.
Yeah, whatever. I would live longer than you would.
The whole Earth is going to be covered in ash.
Listen, I saw. Oh man, what movie was it? I saw a movie recently called Greenland. It had Gerard Butler in it. It was one of those, like, the comet's going to hit the planet movies.
Oh, boy. It's going to hit Greenland and unlock the dinosaurs that have been under the ice.
Well, the thing is that Greenland was, like, where all the, like, the shelters were for, like, you know, the people. Kind of like Deep Impact. You ever see Deep Impact?
I think so. Pretty sure I did.
So, like, they discovered a comet was going to hit the planet, so they built, like, I think it was up in... like Sweden or the Netherlands or something, where they built like these shelters for Norway. And, you know, that's where you would ride it out for a couple of years once the clouds lifted or whatever. So in this movie, it's Greenland. And I'm thinking Trump saw that movie and was like, we need that. We need Greenland in case a comet hits the planet. And, you know, I think they just wrote out the ash cloud for a couple of years. So like, you know, we'll be fine.
What are you gonna eat after that? Start catching deer and shit. Like,
I don't know, whatever resources they got in the shelter.
I promise you, if we all the humans that are left go into a shelter for 2 years and then come out, brother, saber-toothed tigers will be back in action. I am not coming out of that shelter.
I mean,
Hell
we still
no.
have guns.
They'll be bulletproof by then, and like how it'll be like they'll be poisonous mountain lions that can dimension step. You know what I'm saying? Like some weird shit'll fucking happen. They're like, oh shit, what is that?
I believe you're just talking about a displacer beast.
Yes, a displacer beast will be waiting outside if there's a volcano eruption.
Or no, what was that called? A blink dog, where it just like.
I was thinking of the one that likes. It's like a panther with 2 extra arms, and it can.
Yeah, a displacer beast.
Yeah, that was the creature in my brain. You guessed it.
All right, well,
you fucking nerd.
Tons of mice says McRibs would survive.
McRibs and Twinkies for everyone.
The chat also does seem to like the movie Deep Impact. So.
Where Morgan Freeman was. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in maybe like a year after it came out.
Well, a lot of people forget about that movie because Armageddon came out the same year.
That's what happened. I close my eyes. That was so annoying. That song was everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
It was always a bad summer when like an Armageddon or something would come out, because that was like the radio was actually good back then, all of you young people. But then the radio would just get like taken over by the soundtrack of the movie that's coming out, because record companies gotta make their money too, and it's just like the worst, because you heard I Don't Want to Miss a Thing on every station for like 4 months.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
Yeah, because they paid for the placement of that song for like the entire fucking summer.
Yep.
Horrible. Oh, and Elijah Woods was in that movie, apparently. He was in Deep Impact before he was Frodo.
Really?
Yeah, he was the male...
Frodo Baggins.
Yeah, Frodo. He discovered the comet.
Oh, he would. He would. Yo, shout out to Frodo for getting stabbed 13 times in the same movie series. My man's got shanked in every different environment they went to. They have a cave troll.
Well,
we're on Weathertop.
In this scene? Yeah, what are we going to do with him in this scene? Well, we could stab him. Yeah, but we did that like 5 times already.
Stab him! Stab him right this time. Use a cave troll.
This time, stab him with a special sword.
The special. He'll never see that coming. I mean, Gandalf could have just called one of them eagles and just be like, Eagle, drop the Hobbit into the volcano.
Yo, all right.
Just drop the Hobbit into the volcano. It's fine.
What the fuck
it's
was
fine.
Gandalf
There's plenty of other
most of those movies.
There's plenty of other hobbits.
No
one knows that I sent him away. It's fine.
It's
fine.
True.
Just drop him in the volcano. He's not going to give up the ring. Look, I tried already. So just pick him up. Tell him you're going to actually just cast a spell, put him to sleep, put him in a bag.
Yeah.
Drop that. Actually, don't even tell the eagle what's in the bag. Like, Eagle. We're friends, right? Eagle, I need you to do this. And if you trust me, you trust me. If you trust me, I need you to just take this bag to the volcano, drop it in there. If it wakes up, the bag wakes up. If something moves in the bag, ignore that. You're saving Middle Earth. Drop this bag in the volcano. Oh my God, the fucking eagle would just put the ring on.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And you'd have a superpowered invisible eagle.
Fucking invisible pterodactyl phoenix. Jesus, that would be bad.
But what the fuck was Gandalf out there doing throughout all those movies? He was out there fucking messing with like local politics.
Theoden
and getting captured.
King.
Yeah.
You have no power here. The best line delivery in the history of film. You have no power here.
He did fight the Balrog. I mean, that was pretty cool.
He fought Sauron.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked by Saruman, though.
Yeah, he did. You got to guard low, man. He kept getting you with the lows, and then you got fucking down.
You gotta watch for the leg sweep.
Yeah, that low forward was catching his ass on the drive rush for sure. Because Saruman was plus on block when it comes to his low forward confirms. You guys like Street Fighter? Me too. Once I saw that price tag was $1 million for first place for Evo, I'm like, I have to get better at this. I have to.
That's how Mikey's gonna make his millions.
Oh my god! Imagine if I did it literally for the money.
Oh my god!
And won. It would be incredible.
It would be ridiculous.
They'd make a movie about me.
They would.
Went on vacation at Sugarbush. So Lucy decided to write, well, a very different kind of snow report. Instead of the usual details about powder conditions and weather, she wrote about what was happening to the diverse and wonderful community of veterans and people with disabilities and LGBTQ plus friends and immigrant workers and people of color. She wrote, all of these groups are being targeted, undervalued, and disrespected by the current administration. And she finished her snow report by writing, I am using my relative platform as snow reporter to be disruptive. I don't have a whole lot to lose. We're living in a...
Uh-oh. Bowler Hatman says, so when are we going to play D&D? Careful what you ask for. And have an air horn.
Really scary time, in a really serious time. What we do and don't do matters. Andy, Gavin, Lucy, those are the names that we should be paying attention to. Those are the stories that I want to share. No pontification, no punditry there, no tortured op-eds about party messaging, no hand-wringing over which battles to pick. These three Americans acted on an instinct that we teach our children as one of their first lessons in life. When you see a danger, you yell for help at the top of your lungs. We Democrats, we shouldn't be comfortable ignoring those cries for help. The fact that so many are speaks to the real reason that we lost last November. What I find ironic...
Shots fired.
What I find ironic about the current conversation surrounding our party is that the voices flock...
Fucking K says, I'd rather fight a Balrog than a Sagat or Vega. Man, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Fucking flying around the goddamn fucking map. Woo! Woo! I fucking hate Vega. And fucking Sagat fucking puts you in an obstacle course. Fucking high fireball, low fireball, high fireball. Oh, what you trying to jump in? Tiger, uppercut. God damn it. And then the knee to crouch, come in on. Oh, man, it was terrible. Scott was a menace.
Flocking to podcasts and cable news shows to admonish fellow Democrats for not caring enough about the struggles of working families are the same ones who, when it comes to relief of the struggles of real people, have been timid, not bold. They didn't want to fight the health insurance companies and the drug manufacturers. They didn't want to demand an increase in the minimum wage or require paid family leave. They gave in.
See, this is the kind of messaging I like. I like when someone from the same side says, hey, we could have been doing all of these things. And they're not like, oh, we could have saved corporate America 15% on their car insurance by switching to Geico. Like, not shit that helps already... Well, not even wealthy people, but just corporations. You know what I mean? Like these nameless, faceless entities that just get to just hoard unbelievable amounts of cash. And then the arbiters of that fund just, you know, pretend to be American citizens while they just float around doing whatever the fuck they want, wherever they want. Like, fuck that. I'm done with that. Yes. Get rid of that shit.
So I was interested in your governor's
here we go
campaign history here.
Here we go.
I went to Open Secrets, and for a guy who put $110 million into a campaign, he doesn't really have any. The only people who gave him money are Planned Parenthood, the Democratic Party of Illinois, and DGA.
What's that?
I don't know. And he got
Democratic Governors of America.
There you go. Or the Oh yeah. That must be what it is. So yeah, I mean, he's not taking any money from any like industries. He's not taking any money from political action committees.
His family owns the Hyatts in Illinois. And then like all the kids had like trust funds, and then they all kind of like had their own like businesses and shit that like branched off of that initial I think the Hyatts. I think it's the Hyatts. The Pritsker family like owns all of them.
Yeah, and like the only groups that have given him money are pro-choice groups. For a billionaire, he's pretty clean. I will admit that.
Tim
for a
is
billionaire, he's pretty
sniffing,
clean.
boy. Tim is like, what the fuck is going on? Let me go to Open Secrets. Fuck Mikey.
To be fair, I will also look up my governor because he's also a rich fucker.
Yeah, let's see.
An increase in the minimum wage or require paid family leave. They
APAC number one
gave in to the powerful hedge fund managers and tech
OPEC number two.
bros whose blind pursuit of profits is now destroying everything that matters to middle-class families, from home ownership to health care to veterans benefits. They told us to ignore the fact that most Americans can't afford a vacation while they're young or retirement once they're old. Here's the problem with the do-nothing crowd, now telling us what to do. Well, they spent their years watching Republicans illegitimately pack the Supreme Court, take away voting rights from people of color, systematically chip away at the constitutional order. And all the while, they offered, in response, a simple defense of norms and decorum and a blind hope that one day soon, Republicans would wake up to find their better angels.
Okay, I think you're reading too hard. I'm going to play that back again.
Oh, sorry. I was reading too hard.
Because that was a whole ass bar. Where's the punctuation? All right, let's try.
Matters to middle-class families, from home ownership to health care to veterans benefits. They told us to ignore the fact that most Americans can't afford a vacation while they're young or retirement once they're old. Here's the problem with the do-nothing crowd, now telling us what to do.
The do-nothing Democrats, baby.
Well, they spent their years watching Republicans illegitimately pack the Supreme Court.
Boom. First mistake. You shouldn't have let the court get like that.
Take away voting rights from people of color.
It's going to be hard to win elections after you let the Republicans in to fuck up all the elections.
Systematically chip away at the constitutional order.
Yeah, let's just have full-on fucking dictator anarchy. That would be great.
And all the while, they offered, in response, a simple defense of norms and decorum and a blind hope that one day soon, Republicans would wake up to find their better angels. Well, that got us exactly where we are today. So, folks, the reckoning is here. And now that this culture of timidity is on full display, those same do-nothing Democrats want to blame our losses on our defense of black people, of trans kids, of immigrants, instead of their own lack of guts and gumption. Voters didn't turn out for Democrats last November, not because they don't want us to fight for their values, but because they think we don't want to fight for our values. We need to knock off the rust of poll-tested language, decades of stale decorum. It's obscured our better instincts. We have to abandon the culture of incrementalism that has led us to swallow the cruelty and the callousness with barely a cowardly croak.
You cooking.
Yeah.
And you know why he in New Hampshire, right?
Yeah, because he's trying to run for president.
It'll be fine, Tim. He'll be a great warm up for AOC. You know what I'm saying? Once, like, let this guy take all the heat, deal with MAGA, and then she can come in. You should first get rid of Chuck Schumer so he doesn't do any more ridiculous things.
So I got the info on my governor. His last campaign was also mostly self-funded. He spent $40 million of his own money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, well, it's not 110 million. And then his family gave him money.
Ooh.
The Democratic Party gave him money.
Oh.
And his other top donors are lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Pro-education groups. And one of the biggest lobbying groups in the entire country, the real estate associations.
Aha! We have a super chat. Tim Ballum, choking here. 10 pounds, British pounds. Evening, Mikey and Tim from the Shire. We were just talking about the Shire.
Oh.
Let me wheel back into that now.
How Gandalf could have saved everyone really quickly, but he didn't.
Can't he teleport or something?
I don't know. The magic system in Lord of the Rings is not well defined.
He couldn't think. I mean, y'all got a Palantir where you can watch shit from everywhere. But you don't have like a pocket hole.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like one of those fucking portable holes.
Portable hole. There you go. Just put the ring in a portable hole. Throw the portable hole in the ocean. Done. Oh no, don't throw the portable hole in the ocean. It'll fill up.
Yeah, don't do that.
It'll empty the ocean.
I believe you're not also supposed to put a portable hole in a bag of holding.
Oh no.
That's bad. Or the other way around. Like it's both bad. Yeah.
A negative or a positive feedback loop and you'll start a big bang. Doesn't RFK have a wormhole? Yes.
Yes, he does.
It's true.
It's defended by a space station. Now we're mixing metaphors.
We're all over the place.
It's time to fight everywhere and all at once. Now let's start with something that should,
I got to get that on the soundboard. Saruman's to war. Got to get that.
Be easy to say. It's wrong to snatch a person off the street and ship them to a foreign gulag.
Okay, that's disgusting.
With no chance to defend themselves in a court of law. And I want to be clear, this is not an argument about immigration. This is an argument about the Constitution. Remember, Trump just last week arrested and deported 3 children under 8 years old, all U.S. citizens, all of them. One of them a 4-year-old with stage 4 cancer. Let that sink.
Like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah, we were going to talk about this briefly. What the fuck?
What
are we doing?
What the actual fuck is wrong with him?
What's going on here? Like, are they just finding the people that they can be the most cruel to and deporting them?
What? Did you think people were going to clap for that?
Like, in what world? Now, a little bit more context. It's the children and their mothers, right? Like, ICE was really after the mothers because the mothers were apparently whatever. Undocumented. And they asked the mothers, or coerced them, basically, into bringing their children with them because they apparently gave them the option of leaving their children behind. And who would force, that's like Sophie's Choice over there. So who would do that? How could you be so cruel to children and their mothers? These people are monsters.
I mean, good luck owning that, MAGA. Good luck.
Right.
Because it's utterly deplorable.
And they've gone from deporting guys to El Salvador prisons where they shouldn't belong to deporting children who have cancer away from the places where they can get the treatment that they were getting to who knows where. I don't know where they got deported to.
I think Honduras.
But it's super, super wrong. And even if here's the problem. If you are a Christian or you have like religious based morals, like if you are like Judeo-Christian values and you're watching this and you're fucking cool with it and you're like, yeah, fucking deport those kids. Where's your morality? If you back this guy and you claim some sort of moral high ground on all this other stuff,
right?
And you're watching ICE deport women and children for no reason other than we just got to get them. And these kids and one of these kids has cancer. Like, where is your
rare cancer?
Right. Where is your moral righteousness there? Can't you say, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that. That kid needs help. Like, it baffles me. There's no moral or legal argument that you could make for that.
No. I mean, like fuck the Good Samaritan, right? Like, just cut that out of the Bible. Just take it and just the prodigal son, like all of the parables that they teach, you know, the young kids and the teenagers, and it goes into the Sunday sermon about, you know, taking in the weak and the poor and the disheveled and helping them. That's like the one, like community service was like the one thing that like the humanist camp and the theist camp like had in common, was like feeding the homeless and like taking care of the community in ways that the government lacks. And here we are.
When I was actually in New Hampshire the same time your governor was in New Hampshire.
Aha.
We never met, but I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
But
so
I was
smelled him.
Yeah. I was at a political science conference, and while we were there, this the children getting deported news broke, and also something else rippled through the conference and was a big topic of discussion was the FBI arresting judges.
Yeah.
For apparently trying to help immigrants evade capture or whatever.
So can I give a quick rundown on that from what I understand of it? So the judge is holding court. She's got a full docket. She's got 25 cases on her docket. These vultures are hanging out in the hallway. They're hanging out over here. They're walking in and out of the courtroom because they're waiting to scoop people up. She's not stopping her docket because they want to be vultures. So, so they tried to grab the person before their case. No, you can. She says, no, you can grab them after their case. They'll leave here after I'm done with them, and then it is what it is. Like, how much of a dirtbag do you have to be to send the ICE agents in to people's court cases?
Right.
Like, if you're saying that they're a violent criminal, shouldn't you wait for the judge to hit the gavel before you deport them?
I mean, and also the case was already about immigration. Like it was, he was going to be deported anyway.
Right.
Like they were going to catch him outside of the courtroom or whatever. But the proceedings were already going in that direction. So it's the same thing
with just come into the building and just take over and you get to just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
No.
And it's the same thing with that guy in, I think it was either New Hampshire or Vermont. He was like doing his citizenship thing in a courtroom. Like he was signing the paperwork, and they just fucking arrested him before he got there. And said, "Oh, you're an illegal immigrant," but like clearly he was trying to get his citizenship. So anyone who backed Trump or his administration on any sort of like moral values, where are your morals are only politically convenient.
Is this protecting the kids?
They're not. They're deporting the kids
with cancer.
Like if you claim to have morals and you're a good Christian or whatever, and you voted for Trump because he's the next coming of Jesus or whatever,
God,
you are one, a useful idiot, and
the most
two,
useful idiot for my lord.
Where are your morals when they're doing the most cruel things they can think of?
The dry cleaners.
They're monsters.
And the thing is, like, leftists, if we ever acted like this, they would call us monsters.
Yeah.
You know? Like, when the January 6ers, who were, like, beating the shit out of cops and bear macing cops, when they went to jail for, like, I mean, what did they get? Probation? Like, I think all of them got, like, probation for 1.5 years, and a couple of, like, the major ones got, like, 1 year or 2. But, dude, you can't just walk down. You can't go to, like, downtown, name the city,
right?
See one of the cops at the bar district or whatever, the entertainment district, see him just sitting there on patrol or whatever, and just jack him in the face and not expect to get at least 1 year. At least 1 year. On the calmest of days. But to do it in a riot, oh yeah, you know you're getting that shit turned up. And they went bananas when these people went to jail. Those people went to jail. They were furious. How you gonna put him in jail for beating up a cop? That's crazy. Why does he have to be punished for beating a cop's ass? It don't even sound right. He's the same back to blue motherfuckers from 6 months ago.
It's honestly
they don't know what they're doing.
It's so like Orwellian that it's laughable.
They're such good rubes. You know what I mean? Like, they're so gullible.
Yeah. Oh, they love Big Brother.
Yeah. Whilst decrying it the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. They are what was his name? Was it Winston who's the main character of 1984? They're him. Fucking brainwashed. I love Big Brother shit. Like, Trump is fucking Big Brother out there fucking blackbagging people off the streets for saying shit against him.
No, but they love, you know, the First Amendment. They love law and order, remember? Like, and then he literally like deports a student for writing something that he didn't like, or that Israel didn't like, more specifically.
Hey.
And a judge who says, this is my courthouse and I run it the way I run it.
Yeah. Don't let the thought police find you. That's
where
what it is, man.
Anyway, give me some more hope there, Pritsker.
Think in. This country was founded on the idea of habeas corpus. It's a fancy legal term that in plain words means no government has a right to arbitrarily take your freedom away from you. Preserving habeas corpus is not some fever dream of the left-wing echo chamber. It's a fundamental concept of justice that people have fought and died for dating back to the Middle Ages. It was in the Magna Carta. It was considered by our nation's founders to be so vital to our liberty that they wrote it right into the Constitution. Thomas Jefferson called it the essential principle of government. Benjamin Franklin opined that those who would give up habeas corpus for temporary security deserve neither liberty nor security. And Alexander Hamilton wrote that the practice of arbitrary imprisonments has been, in all the ages, the favorite and most formidable instruments of
Super chat. 1 angry pagan, 2 English pounds. I don't know why I'm singing that song for some reason. It's a good song though. For evil to succeed, good folk are convinced to do naught. I'm learning to speak your speak, angry pagan. The old English.
Tyranny.
We got another one. Alistair McCurr, 10 English pounds. Elbows up, Canada. Canadian flag, Canadian flag, Canadian flag, Canadian flag. Hopefully Trump gets the elbow now. Or later. Have some funds to help you along. Hi, Mikey, Tim. Air horn. Wait. Congratulations on hitting the super chats. Thank you so much.
I'm Idris Elba. I goes where I goes.
Trump needs the elbow. Hey, we got our first member.
I'm Idris Elba. I goes where I goes.
Welcome. Our first Ben Sider. Welcome.
Hey, Mikey. Oh,
Yes.
What do you get for being a Binsider? I don't.
You get exclusive videos. All of our Patreon videos are now for you. Also.
Wow. So you can go to Patreon.
Oh, sorry.
You can go. You're interrupting my promo.
I'm sorry.
So you can go to Patreon and be a patron, or you can now be a Binsider on the YouTube channel and get the same stuff.
That's correct.
Wow.
That's correct. Thank you so much, Bruno. Welcome, Bruno. Ooh. Question, Tim.
I goes where I goes.
Alistair is a new member. I need a sound for the members. What should the sound for members be? I didn't think about this. Okay, let me think.
Push the goddamn button! Push the goddamn button! You heard what she said.
Thank you to Bruno and Alistair for pushing the button. Should that one, or should I do a different one?
Oh man, I'm trying to think. There's so many sounds. There's so many good ones. There's so many good ones.
That's your data, dumbass.
That's just my favorite. That's just one for me.
You could do I love Tesla.
Oh.
You could do
I love Tesla.
Should that be the members one? I can make that the members one.
That should be the members one. Yeah,
Okay.
make I love Tesla the members one.
Son of a pedal bin. I need bin sounds.
Maybe.
It'd be like the plastic green dumpster that everybody has.
Oh yeah,
like that dunk funk. And like the big door ones for like a restaurant. A metal one. All the bins. Oh, the old school aluminum ones from Sesame Street.
Oh, there you go. Like one of those metal trash cans.
Yeah, like Oscar lived in.
You know, you could probably find a good metal trash can crunching sound from like any wrestling match where they have one of those, where they just dump a guy on a metal trash can, it goes chunk.
Some good sound effects. There's some good Foley work done in that there wrestling.
Yeah, they know how to make their sounds. Let me tell you.
Thanks for the membership, Alistair. We'll see you over there. Maybe we'll figure out how to redirect people if we're able to do that now.
I think we can do that now.
All right, we don't have to go all the way to the end, but there's one part that's coming up here.
Franklin, Jefferson.
Thanks again, everybody.
Hamilton. Standing for the idea that the government doesn't have the right to kidnap you without due process is arguably the most effective campaign slogan in history. It's the OG of political messaging. So, I mean, what do we think that Colonel Stark was talking about, if not this, when he said live free or die?
Live free or die hard.
Today it's an immigrant with a tattoo. Tomorrow it's a citizen whose Facebook post annoys Donald Trump.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Calling it like a TI is.
Fucking thought police.
There are plenty of people in this country who hold opinions that I find abhorrent, but my faith and our Constitution dictate that I fight for their freedoms as loudly as I defend my own.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for somebody to explain how the KKK is not a hate group and how they get to just march around every year in multiple cities and no one says shit. They get the police to protect them and everything. It's such fucking bullshit.
Well, Mikey, you see, they're white.
What?
They're white.
Like, dude, they say they hate everyone. They're a hate group. No, they're not. They're a religious sect. It's like, all right, man.
They're just white supremacists. That's what they are.
And as a Ukrainian-American Jew who built a Holocaust museum, whose family immigrated here as refugees from the Russian pogroms, let me say this to Donald Trump. Stop tearing down the Constitution in the name of my ancestors.
Wait. Yeah, there we go. Wasn't on the right page. I think they're doing some contracting next door.
I made you Selva.
Oh wait, that's not the right one.
I love Tesla.
Russell has become an insider. Thanks, Russell.
Thanks, Russell.
But this was the line here. Oh shit, I muted it somehow.
Donald Trump, stop tearing down the Constitution in the name of my ancestors.
They're gonna call him anti-Semitic,
right? No, they are. They're gonna call him. No, listen. They did that to Bernie.
Right? I forgot.
They did that to Bernie in both of his presidential campaigns. They called him like a self-hating Jew and all that.
Which
and
is
like
crazy.
You know, Bernie's he's not like super religious, but he's still Jewish. And like they're out here, Bernie's anti-Semitic because he says things that they don't like about Israel.
Right. He's not a Zionist, and that's his problem.
But yes, they will. That's exactly what they'll do.
It's a big pop.
Do not claim that your authoritarian power grabs are about combating anti-Semitism. When you destroy social justice, you are disparaging the very foundation of Judaism. When the pendulum swings back, and it always does, you will have contributed to the climate of retribution that will inevitably follow. So let's dispel another myth from the MAGA Republicans. We Democrats believe that undocumented...
I was checking out the Majority Report's coverage on this. They had some clips of it too. He is not letting the Republicans slide. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's not going with the Doge and the MAGA He's like, no. The right wing, the Republicans, y'all have to wear this. This is yours. Don't try to bring up Biden. Nope. You're in charge of everything. This is yours. Own it. I love it.
Documented people who are convicted of violent crimes shouldn't be allowed to stay in this country. Convicted of violent crimes. We want public safety just as much as Republicans do. And when we get back control of the Congress, and we will, and when we get the White House back, and we will, Democrats need to make it a priority to pass real, sensible immigration reform.
God damn, I don't know, Tim. I think he's saying the right things right now.
He's saying the right things, but like, here's my problem, right? The Democrats always say this shit. They always say it. They're always like, we need to do immigration reform. We need to do healthcare reform. We need to do this. We need to do that. And whenever they get into power, they fucking don't do it.
He did back up Mayor Brandon Johnson, though.
We all know that people can say whatever they want in speeches, and campaign promises are campaign promises, and we all know that politicians don't back that shit up. Like, I understand that what he's saying is the right things, but does he have the follow through? Like, Mikey, you live in the state that he governs.
Yeah.
Oh, what is his record as governor? Like, what has he done as governor?
He's done a lot of union stuff. Let me see if I can pull up any of his, like, what's on his platform.
Because, like, at least, like, unlike Trump, at least the first time, you know, Governor Pritsker has a record that we can look back on and say, oh, well, he did this, he didn't do this, and like, you know, being a governor is often governors often make good presidents because they've held executive branches in the past and they know how to run an administration. And that's why legislators don't often make good presidents.
In the beginning,
because
go ahead. Sorry.
Because they have a lot of legislative experience, but they don't have executive experience.
Okay, so here's some key highlights. I'll rapid fire them at you and just kind of about it. Enacted balanced budgets every year and received credit upgrades for the first time in 2 decades.
Okay.
Lowering interest rates and improving Illinois finances. Paid down states' bill backlog and eliminated late bill payments, saving taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars in interest.
Okay.
Improving state financing, assisting Illinois universities and community colleges in achieving credit rating upgrades.
Okay.
Because we were bad for like 12 in a row. Increase state funding K through 12 education while expanding early childhood education and childcare, and awarding more college scholarships to Illinois students. Reform police and firefighter pension funds to increase assets and reduce the burden on property taxpayers, which is a big problem.
Yeah, we need some of that over here.
Made strategic bipartisan investment to modernize roads, bridges, schools, broadband, and investing for future while creating and supporting good jobs now. Banned assault weapons and removed dangerous ghost guns from the street, expanded expressway cameras, and invested in largest trooper class in Illinois State Police history.
So it sounds generally like he's just been going and improving, you know, infrastructure and the state's finances and trying to save taxpayers' money.
Mm-hmm.
Which are all good ideas. Like he it sounds like he's running a tight ship over there.
And he performed well during the pandemic.
Yes, well, during the pandemic as a governor, you either sank or swam, right?
He swam. Didn't freak out. Do you think Ron from Florida will go to prison? DeSantis?
DeSantis?
He's the what's it called? I don't think the governor's gonna go to prison. A different Ron, yes. That Ron, maybe not so much. 2019 and 2020, Illinois lost over $8.5 billion adjusted gross income and all the jobs. And their earning average. Okay, what's your too many words? Briefing it up, please. Also have the privilege of being the governor. Illinois history. Yeah, there was a little thing called the pandemic there, bud.
And yeah, 2019 and 2020. Yeah.
And also we're probably gonna be feeling the pain of the horrible pensions that people took advantage of for like another good long while, because those people are still kicking around. And I think they gotta find settlements or something for those people, because that scam under George Ryan, we're still paying for that. That put us billions of dollars in the hole.
Yeah, Connecticut has a large unpaid pension problem as well. Like we kicked the can down the road for like 20 years, and then now we're paying for it.
He's talking about the guy he diverted or stole $10 million from the taxpayers. He was skimming. Yeah, he's gonna go. Unless he can find a way to do that for Trump, he's definitely going. Yeah. They're not gonna let that one slide, I don't think. I don't think. Oh, and we didn't talk about our boy Georgie. Georgie.
Gee, you talking about George Santos?
Georgie boy. They caught Georgie boy, man. They gave him big numbers, man.
He's going to prison for what, like 7 years?
All he did was just steal the identities of the people who contributed to his campaign.
All he did was lie about everything all the time.
And then because he wasn't doing his books right, they found out that he was spending the campaign money on OnlyFans. And it's like, God damn, Georgie.
I can tell you, as someone who is an expert in campaign finance law, that's a violation of campaign finance law.
Damn,
you can't spend your campaign funds on OnlyFans. I don't even know where you would put that on like an expenditure line as a category.
Miscellaneous.
Online subscriptions, yeah.
Miscellaneous, obviously. No, research. Polling.
There we go, research. Yeah.
Polling, get it?
Miscoded as like bank fees.
Community outreach.
We need to secure our border. We need to keep and attract hardworking, tax-paying, law-abiding people and give them a path to citizenship. Immigration, with all its struggles and its complexities, is part of the secret sauce that makes America great, always. Immigrants strengthen our communities, enrich our neighborhoods, renew our passion for America's greatness, enliven our music and our culture, enhance understanding of the world. The success of our economy depends upon immigrants. In fact, 46% of Fortune 500 companies were founded by immigrants or the children of immigrants.
I thought he was just going to say children, and I was going to like, oh, well, that's an interesting stat.
I did not know that. Is that right? After school, they just go straight to the
straight
to the county clerk to file their paperwork.
All those Fortune 500 companies were founded in someone's garage, so I guess it's some kid's garage.
Some kid's extra garage that he's got these, startup companies working in.
The return on investment for America's 250-year commitment to immigration is incalculable. But because of Donald Trump's xenophobia, we've seen foreign students already choosing not to attend our universities and being told to leave. Businesses from overseas are afraid to invest their money here and to bring their executives to our shores.
Oh yeah, we don't have a clip for it, but we should maybe we'll cover it on Thursday. So I'll leave it be for the most part, except to say, the ships are just like not coming. Like I wonder if we can get some
about this.
I want to see if we can get some footage of like the docks in LA and see what's going on over there. There's got to be some cam somewhere, like a dock cam that just kind of like a 24-hour stream, because people who like are weird and like watch trains and shit, like there's all kinds of streams out there. Someone's got to have like a dock cam out there, and I want to see if there's just like no ships. That would be bad. Because I heard that they're not filling up the containers, so they're just sitting back in China still because no one wants to rent it.
I've heard that some factories in China have had to like stop production because they're not going to ship things.
Bro, did he just sell Christmas? Oh my god. Well,
do we got anything else to watch from Pritsker? Or should we?
Let's see if there's another moment in here.
Scientists are choosing.
Oh, we'll move on. You guys go watch the rest yourself. I'll put the link in the chat. Who is this? Oh, you gave me this.
Yeah. RFK.
Oh my god.
This is going to be infuriating, by the way. Not just his voice, but the dumb shit he says.
Walking, etc.
Why did you put him on?
Because we got to talk about it. Because we got to talk about.
No, not you, Tim. Him.
Oh.
He made a big effort to unfold his glasses and put them on his head. He said, and he took them off. Why?
So he could do the dramatic.
Oh my
taking
goodness.
the glasses off.
Look at it. I only went back 5 seconds and the glasses are still not even on his head yet. Look at it. Look at this. Look at this. What the fuck? What the fuck? Fucking wrong with you?
He put them on so he could take them off. That's the only reason.
Do those even have glass in them?
All right, here's what we're gonna do, because we're not gonna watch all 30 minutes. That would be insane. We're only watching like 5 minutes of this, but we'll track and see if he puts them on and off again.
I swear to God.
The things that I think that we need to move away from today is this.
Like hurts me to listen to him.
I know, it sounds like a fucking cheese grater on another cheese grater.
Metal on metal.
It sounds like he is shouting into a microphone that isn't working correctly, and like you get that like static on one side.
See if we can do something to his voice here.
Don't boost it.
No, I'm gonna bass boost it, and then I got the thing on it.
Not be so fucking gravelly. It sounds like his throat is gravel.
Yes.
Is this ideology that the autism diagnosis that the
That's worse. I think that's worse.
That's so bad.
I think it's worse.
That's so bad.
I think it's worse.
autism prevalence increase at the relentless.
Maybe like 1 in.
Let's
and a quarter.
try slower.
Increases are simply artifacts of.
You know that is better.
It connects the notes, but we'll be here for a year.
Yeah, just do a regular, I guess.
Better diagnoses, better recognition, or changing diagnostic criteria. If you look at Table 3 of the ADDM report, it's clear that the rates are real, that they are increasing in the last 10 years, which is the beginning with the first one. Year by year, there is a steady, relentless increase. I want it because this.
He put them back on and took them off again.
This epidemic denial has become a feature in this epidemic denial. Because this relentless increase. I want it because this.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
This is a fun game.
God. Why are people like this? And then they say, Mikey, you're kind of a strange kind of guy. No, you guys are fucking weird. All right? I'm normal. Y'all are weird. Why is he doing that? Your glasses are to see things that are up close. What are you trying to read? Just leave them on and pull a Chuck Schumer.
What is he trying to read for only a second?
I mean, at that point, do you need the glasses? Have you tried a larger font? Because there's no way.
I can't even put together the effort to take on and off my glasses.
Oh, right.
3 times in the same minute. Like, either leave them on or leave them off, bro.
On your face or in your case, okay? That's what my optometrist told me. Way back then, on your face or in your case.
Maybe that's the brain worm.
I don't need glasses. I need my glasses. I don't need glasses.
Has become a feature in the mainstream media, and it's based on an industry canard. And obviously, there are people who don't want us to look at environmental exposures, and so I want to just read you some of the little excerpts from some of the older studies. The baseline for autism in this country was established with the largest epidemiological.
The biggest.
God, could they have found a dude that sounds worse to be Health and Human Services Secretary?
No, that is not possible.
Like
that
this
part
dude,
is not possible.
He does not sound healthy.
No.
And he's not. There's a fucking worm eating away at his brain.
There's a skeleton of a worm in his brain. The worm is dead.
He doesn't have it together.
Look at his glasses. Of course he does.
He looks like Chuck Schumer.
Now you don't. Now you see it, now you don't. Now you see it, now you don't.
Study in history. A study of all 900,000 children in the state of Wisconsin. Children under the age of 12. Oh. They found 0.7% children had autism.
Brother, if you're going to go out here on a limb and say that all of medical science is wrong, I'm going to need you to not be fucking stuttering over every goddamn word and appear to be competent while you tell everyone that they're dumb and you're smart. Please.
I just want to point out, is he a doctor?
No.
Does he have any medical training?
No.
Does he have any research training?
No.
Then what the fuck is he doing here?
I don't know.
Like, I doubt that you can see the words peer reviewed on the little transcript over there. I doubt he knows what peer reviewed fucking means.
He is a environmental lawyer.
Right, so he doesn't know anything about fucking people's health.
Correct.
Except what he thinks. Correct. Which is wrong.
Correct. He has 0 days of medical training. 0.
He did all his research on the internet.
None.
He did his own research like Dutch.
There are nurses who are on their first week of rotations who have vast quantities of quantity. Like, they have way more information about anything medical than this guy has ever known. He is a Kennedy. He lived on a compound. Did he go to Harvard? Where did he go? Or was it Yale?
Hold on.
Well, either way, when we find out what school he went to, he talked about how he had to, use Harvard. How he had to use heroin to get through sophomore year.
And look what heroin did to him.
Now I'm supposed to listen to this fucking guy? Your fucking house is called Camelot? You know what I'm saying? And by the way, he's jacked up or injected with every single vaccine known to man whilst he walks around peddling that no one else should have them. All of his kids are vaccinated, but no one else should have them. Okay.
It's not in this clip, but in another earlier speech he gave, he talked about how to treat measles. Because, there's a huge measles outbreak going on in our country. And he said that, you should get vaccinated or whatever. And then he's like, but if you don't want to get vaccinated, vitamin A is a treatment for measles. And now kids are being treated for vitamin A toxicity because they're getting too much vitamin A because their parents are fucking morons.
They're actually giving it to the kids.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Children under the age of 12, they found 0.7 children had autism in every 10,000.
Is it 0.7 or 0.7%?
Yeah, right? Come on. Is it 3/4 of a child?
Right.
0.7% of 10,000.
What do we... Which half? Like, what are you...
That's less than 1 in 10,000. Today we're at 1 in 31.
1 in 31. That sounds wrong.
Sounds very wrong.
That study also confirmed the 4-to-1.
Where's the study?
Yeah, can we get this study?
Yeah. Where's his study?
Where's the study from? I bet you it's from a disgraced doctor somewhere.
I don't want to listen to his bullshit. Let me find his study.
No, you ain't gonna find this study. It's probably mostly
ADDM report.
ADDM report. Hold on.
Maybe that's what it is.
male to female ratio.
Let's see if he actually freaking named it, which I doubt.
There were at that time just over 60 children in Wisconsin with autism. And
no, 60 children went to a doctor and were diagnosed. You have no idea how many children had autism. So that's the problem.
He's referencing a CDC report that is also wrong, that is like countering what he's currently saying. So the CDC report says that 3.2% of children aged 8 years or younger have been identified with ASD. Man, maybe this is wrong. Have they gotten to the CDC?
You're not reading out loud. You're just reading.
Sorry. Yeah. So this prevalence of autism spectrum disorder report says that ASD is reported to occur in all racial, ethnic, and socioeconomic groups. ASD is 3 times more common among boys than it is girls. About 1 in 6 children aged 3 to 17 were diagnosed with a developmental disability. Oh, okay, not just ASD.
But ASD means ADHD.
Yeah. These include autism spectrum disorders, attention deficit disorders, blindness, and cerebral palsy.
So what is he so you're just going to combine everything and say all of that's autism and that's what I'm like trying to prevent? Like, are you stupid?
No, but that's exactly what he said in, I believe, a different speech, or this one, where he said when he was a kid, he didn't really hear that much about autism or ADHD or cerebral palsy or Tourette syndrome.
Yeah, because they had polio.
Well, he's saying that when he was a kid, it wasn't that prevalent, but he was a kid. What the fuck did he know then?
Well, he remembers.
They all remember. When I was a kid, this shit didn't happen.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
This all used to be orange grove as far as the eye can see. But
today,
this is the logic. This is the logic that he's operating on. Is that he's lumping everything into autism. I have fucking ADHD. I don't have autism.
Well, no. Apparently, they're the same.
If you're neurodivergent, that means you have autism. Apparently.
Yes.
Cool.
Just conflating facts like a fucking YouTube fucking magic pill grifter that he fucking is. And you know what? I'm so glad that he didn't fucking win the presidency. Because can you fucking imagine the alternate universe we just fucking avoided? I mean, Trump is already a pretty shitty universe that we landed ourselves in. But imagine if this fucking moron was the president. Are you kidding me? And you people want me to fucking take you seriously? You know what I mean? And you fucking clap in my face and get all high and mighty about what he was going to do for Gaza and da-da-da. How fucking dare you? You know? This guy is an absolute train wreck. And for anybody to throw him up like he was going to be some sort... Like, I get Kamala had issues. I get it. I get it, dude. I'm right there with you. But to vote for Trump or this instead... Yeah, maybe get your brain worm out and let's talk to it instead of you from now on.
They didn't want that lady in office.
Jeez, dude. Like Trump and then this guy. Like, you know what I mean? If it wasn't, what the fuck?
It's around 20,000. In 1980,
fucking currently on anabolic steroids. Like, come on, dude.
87. There was another exhaustive study, a peer-reviewed study in North Dakota, set out to count every child in the state with a pervasive developmental disorder, including autism. That study meticulously combed through every record, every diagnosis, and he even conducted in-person assessments of the entire population of 180,000 children under 18. The autism rate they found was 3.3 per 10,000. So that's in line with the 1 in 10,000 that was found in Wisconsin 17 years earlier.
That's not in line.
What
the fuck is he talking about?
He's just gonna misquote it. He'll just have it say whatever he wants to say.
That's not in line.
Put the link to the study in the chat for me, Tim. Just so people don't think we're
okay.
We're bullshitting. Because, I mean, if the guy can't fucking read a study, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, dude, you went to fucking Harvard. Not Harvard Medical. Not Johns Hopkins. You fucked around there because you were Kennedy, and they let you do whatever you wanted. You got a job as a lawyer, a land lawyer. And then you just kind of, you know, fucked off for like 40 years. And now all of a sudden you're this fucking health magnate. Okay.
Any scientist, research or otherwise,
they're both numbers, Tim.
They're both numbers. If someone said that and they're like, well, 3.3 is the same as 1, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? The variance on that is crazy. That's several standard deviations.
No, it's fine. Because when you go to 1 million, that 2 difference is not going to matter as much. What's the difference between 1 million and 900?
For context, today, the last number of 1 in 36 is 83 times higher.
Now, everybody in the crowd know damn well they have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah.
They can't understand this. The people in the room, they have no idea. They're like, shit, come on, let me get the little text-to-speech thing going. Maybe it can help.
In 1987, out of 1 million, every 1 million kids, 330 were diagnosed with autism. Today, there are 27,777 for every million.
Because you keep conflating the definitions because you're stupid.
Also, just to give some like medical context for 1987, I was born in 86. And 86
cool kids were born in 87, I heard. That's
whatever. And 1986 was the first year they actually started screening blood transfusions for AIDS. And when I was a kid, I had to have a blood transfusion.
Oh boy.
So that is like miles, light years away from where we are medically today.
Yeah.
So for him to say, oh, well, they only had 330 kids per million diagnosed with autism, that's because they largely didn't know what the fuck autism was in 1987. You notice how it's no longer just autism, it's like autism spectrum disorders, because lots of things are in that spectrum now. They've changed the diagnosis because they found that it was so various. There were so many different kinds that they had to change what it was.
Person impersonator in the chat says, oh gosh, I really do not rate this man as having consciousness. He may as well be in an idiot coma.
He is barely alive.
Like, and to just lie. But I don't know if he's lying. You know what I mean? Because he is dumb. And that's the quandary. Is he lying or is he just that stupid?
Is he stupid or is he lying? Put your votes in now.
Call Idol 001.
If you accept the epidemic deniers narrative, you have to believe that researchers...
I know he is not trying to call us epidemic deniers. Yo, hydroxychloroquine swilling ass. I know you're not trying to say that we are denying epidemics. You denied a whole pandemic.
North Dakota missed 98.8% of the children with autism. That thousands of profoundly disabled children were somehow invisible to doctors, teachers, parents, and even their own study.
So the people in this study from North Dakota found people that they didn't even have on their study. What the fuck are you talking about, you crazy bastard? He's insane.
He is trying to like make our definition of autism like backwards compatible with 1987's definition of autism. And he's saying that like, well, I guess the doctors missed this many children with autism because autism, you know, is only one thing. And he's so stupid. He's so fucking stupid. Also, another thing Russell mentioned in the chat was 1970s and 80s. Kids with issues weren't assessed as for autism. They were just labeled as problem children.
Yeah, they beat them. They just beat them until they were quiet.
And ADHD wasn't even heard of them. Personal fact about me, I didn't know I had ADHD until I was like 32. Because my parents just thought that I was,
bad.
Weird. And when I told my parents, they're like, everyone has ADHD nowadays. And I was like, what the fuck? I went to a doctor. I went to someone who has a professional degree in this, and they said, hey, you have ADHD, and you've always had it. And I told my mom, and she was like, you're making that up. But that's our parents. They're like, that's all made up. It doesn't matter. You don't really have that. You're not really depressed.
I don't know where that vein of, not my kid, I don't know where they got that from. Yeah, your kid. I don't know. And your other two of your kids. Actually, all of your kids. All of your kids have something. And actually, you probably have something. This is like, there was just like this like blind spot in medicine where they were just like, you know what? If this medical technology or this diagnoses came out after I graduated from high school, doesn't count. Like what the like what is the bar that they just stopped taking medical advice? It is very curious. Very curious.
It's like I
think wait. Simply Secular Dave faced it. If RFK was a dog, he'd have a cone around his head. Yes, he would. Ooh, barely alive. Best RFK pun I've heard. Points Tim. Yep.
Daily Blase says, I have to say, guys, I do understand the words he's using, but they seem to be in the wrong order.
They're jumbled in there. Kay in the chat says, when I was a kid, we were all incentivized to hide neurodivergency, mental illness at all costs. Everyone knew at least one kid who got institutionalized or medicated into zombiedom. Around my school district, it was Linden Oaks. Like no one ever talked about their mental health, or else they'd fucking send you to Linden Oaks, and then like you wouldn't be able to leave, and you'd be trapped in there. And you'd be in the crazy house. Like, it was just, like, so stigmatized. For no reason.
Yeah.
For no reason. Or if people wanted to get rid of you, they'd say you were crazy.
Right.
Put you away.
I didn't know when I was a kid that I had whatever, because I was a kid. But my parents were like, you're fine. You just don't like to do your homework. And, like,
you're not dyslexic. You're just lazy, is all.
I mean, I was dyslexic too, and they didn't believe that either. But they were just like, it's a you problem, not an us problem. Like, sit and do your homework, and if you can't do it, just sit and do your homework.
Well, you're not getting up until you finish your homework.
Exactly, and they didn't understand that I couldn't do it.
It's killing me to do this.
But yeah, so fucking RFK is, I assume, close to the age of my parents, and they all believe the same bullshit. I don't know how old he is, but
looking
an old motherfucker. From the sound of his voice, he's about to drop. So.
71.
He's a bit older than my parents, but not by too much. But they're like,
born in 54.
ADD's not real. That's just something they say to kids that are unruly.
It's just you don't know how to raise your kids. That's how they always treated the kids who were like having meltdowns and having all this, like they just don't know how to. You just gotta beat the kid better. Like no, the kid's having a meltdown because you're fucking triggering them. You're not responding to the you're either overwhelming them or something. Like you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You're parenting wrong. And there is no way that they will reflexively look back at their past and say, oh, I had a neurodivergent kid and I raised them neurotypical. I probably caused them some distress.
Yeah. Fucking raw dogging my way through life with like no fucking just out there in the world with undiagnosed ADHD doing fucking whatever.
Just figuring it out.
I'm surprised I made it at all.
Well, we're glad you're here, Tim.
Yeah, me too.
In a diminished capacity, yes, but we'll take what we can get. We'll never know the real Tim and what he could have been. 'Cause of you, Mom! No.
In response to Paul's chat down there about the nuns in Ireland and left-handed kids, that happened to my mom in America.
Yeah. That was a sign of the devil. I never got where they got that from.
I don't know, but I am one of the devil's minions.
This is like, what scripture is like, oh yes, and the devil uses a quill with his left hoof. Like, I don't remember that one. I feel like it would have stood out. Ugh.
The same researchers who followed the original cohort for 12 years.
His whole body is twitching trying to read. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's not doing great.
Look at this. Look at his eyebrows.
Who followed the...
Oh my God, he looks like Piston Honda from fucking Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Hold on. This is funny for me.
The same researchers who followed the original cohort for 12 years to double check their number. They went back in 2000 and found that they had missed exactly one child. So doctors and therapists in the past were not stupid. They weren't missing all these cases. The epidemic is real.
They were.
How would you know if they're stupid? You're stupid.
Yeah.
You're not the judge of whether this makes sense or not. You're also an idiot.
I've had enough of listening to him.
Thank God. Get off my fucking screen. I didn't even fucking say that one. Uh-oh. Mike Lawler. What happened?
Want your number?
What happened?
439183.
Bingo. Oh.
439.
Ooh, we should play bingo.
Ah, bingo. Yeah.
Bingo. That's so smart. Let me write that down. Somebody write that down.
9183.
He looks like a couple of people at once. I just can't place it. He's got the Just for Men beard.
Yeah. Got a little bit of Vance in him.
Yeah, is that what I'm seeing?
9183.
A little bit of like Vance mixed with. Oh, you know what it is? It's Vance mixed with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, there you go.
Yup, look at there. Look at that. That's Vance and Hall.
JD Gyllenhaal.
439183.
Shout out to Jake, the legend.
Oh, you can hold it? Okay. All right. So, a little background. All right.
I'm sorry it's coming out of one ear.
Had my own software company for 40 years. Okay. I've had my own software company for 40 years. Okay. In that time, I've written software for the poultry industry, and I've seen...
I'm sorry, for which industry?
The poultry industry.
Poultry? Okay.
And I've seen the...
Chickens, motherfucker.
He's from New York and he can't understand New York accent. Come on, bro.
FDA inspectors.
The poultry industry.
And...
poultry.
You know, poultry. I'm walking here.
PLLLLTRY.
Department of Agriculture work.
PUULLTRY.
Keeping our food safe, okay? The budget cuts that we're doing right now is taking that away. What I do now, since my retirement, is I drive an ambulance, and my whole business in life right now is saving lives. What this administration is doing is going to hurt people or kill people. So my question is, you talk about pushing it back against...
Oh, you talk.
All these cuts that you're doing to the NIH,
TAWLK.
to the FDA, to... Okay, whatever.
Fucking raising chickens in the Bronx? Like, where is this guy from?
It looks like the district is near the Hudson, so it's just outside of the city.
Okay. My point is, if you don't get anything done, then maybe you should say you failed and you should leave. What do you think? My question is, what do you...
Oh, the Hudson Valley. Yeah, that is just outside the city.
A just question, my liege. If you suck, then maybe you should go.
Going to do to make sure that you are successful?
Well, again, when you are in elected office, okay, you're, in the case of Congress, one of 435, right? In the case of a county legislator, one of 17. In the case of a town board, one of 5.
I'm glad that you memorized those. Can you answer the question?
Have a responsibility to build consensus, which means you actually have to engage in conversation with people, even if you disagree strongly with them.
Yo, I love how this guy's go-to was like, hey, let me condescend you.
Mr. Chicken Farmer.
Chicken bleep mother froggers.
And I will tell you, this is a mistake that my Democratic colleagues are making right now. It's not just enough to resist or say you hate the person in power or you hate the administration. You actually have to go engage in conversation. And I could stand on the street and yell and scream and hold signs and do that. But that in and of itself is not actually going to find compromise when you're dealing with these situations. And so what I have done...
Dude, they must be putting in like molding or something. Like I keep hearing tapping.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's next door.
What I have done and what I continue to do is engage directly with the president, with his cabinet secretaries, with the administration, with the staff on a daily basis. And sometimes we're successful in getting them to reverse, and other times we're not. And that is just a reality of government, okay? And so when you're talking about a budget as big as we have, $7 trillion, and we're blocking off.
Whoa. How did we get to 7 trillion?
So 7 trillion is the full budget. That includes the debt, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and then all of the discretionary spending. So 7 trillion is correct. Discretionary spending is only 3.5 trillion.
Okay, that's okay.
Roughly 87% of the federal spend. We're saying we're not going to touch this. So you're talking about arguing and fighting over 13% of the federal spend. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's 13% of $7 trillion, bro?
Isn't there other places, other percents maybe larger groups of percents that you could trim down on? Maybe the one that's like 48%? Maybe dig into that for a bit.
7 trillion includes the Netflix subscription.
No!
And so that is where, when you're running
I didn't finish my series yet.
$2 trillion deficits.
I've been putting it off, but now that I know that it's going away, I feel like I'm rushed.
And you're unwilling to touch all of these other programs, which are vital. But if you're not...
Okay, please, stop.
Folks.
I love how they yell at other adults.
Yeah, they're like, hey, calm down, children.
Yeah, that's so wild. People are arrogant, man. That's crazy. I would never tell somebody, like a room full of people. Like you do stand up. You would never like look at the crowd like, hey, all of you shut the fuck up right now.
Unless
they will all just jump you.
Yeah, unless it was actually part of the joke. Right. I don't do crowd work well anyway. and sometimes they do shout things at you, and you just gotta roll with it. You can't just be like, hey, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to tell a joke here. That ruins it.
I'll have you tased.
I'll have you tased.
Folks, taxing the rich is not going to close our budget deficit. I hope you realize.
Yes, it will.
Oh my God. Oh my.
Yes,
you
it
were
will.
so close and you went in the opposite direction. I was like, yes, finish the sentence. Ugh. Damn, son. Almost.
Landon's
Taxing
in the chat.
the rich is not going
Air horn.
to close our budget deficit. I hope you realize that. It really will not. It really will not. Let me ask you a question. What rate would you propose?
100.
What?
All the percents, please.
90% after $1 million. That would solve all of our problems.
I'd like that.
What rate? What rate? What rate?
But then all the millionaires will flee. Well, it'll take them at least a year to do that, so we'll get some good money out of them, and then we can have our own millionaires.
At least one of them is governor of a state.
Oh Lord, here we go.
What rate?
Yeah, you're governor.
The fact is, you are not going to be able to close this budget deficit, okay, just through the issue of taxes.
I say we give it a try, at least.
Canadians are reasonable, and we are polite, but we will not back down from a fight.
Keeping our elbows up, bud.
Landon didn't get to hear the Canadian clips.
The fact is, we are spending at astronomical levels. As I said,
No. Not we.
Not we.
You. The R's are. They're the ones that want to, cut food stamps so that we can try to get to this magic number of 4.3 trillion so that these tax cuts can be permanent. Yeah. That's what you're looking for.
I mean, we could also look into like windfall taxes and capital gains tax and maybe jack that shit up too.
I like it.
Just saying.
I like it.
You don't have to just tax income. You could tax the stock market a lot.
How about we don't let Amazon just keep setting up shop in new areas for no taxes at all? How about that?
Oh my God. Yeah, we should get rid of tax abatements for major corporations because then they're stealing money from people.
And then he blames China. It's fucking Amazon, stupid.
Yeah.
It's
I said before, both parties are responsible for adding $30 trillion in debt.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that as soon as like Bezos was like listening to Trump's speech and he's like, and you know what? The prices have been too high for too long. He's like, oh shit. And what I'm going to do, oh God, here it comes, is tariff China. He's like, oh, wait, I think we're good. Wait, I'll just jack the prices up. Yeah, he doesn't know it's me.
In the last 2 decades, 30 trillion in debt in 2 decades. When I was in high school, we were in single-digit trillions. So the fact is, you cannot just solve this through taxes. You have to.
I don't know, man. I think we can give it a real good try, though.
You can absolutely solve it through taxes.
But what the fuck is so tariffs are better than taxes? It's the same fucking thing, dude.
It is. It's just a way of taxing people that's not income tax.
Yeah, what good is a price when the store shelf is empty? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Listen, all the major company CEOs went to Trump last week and were like, "Hey, we're not going to have stuff in a couple weeks to sell. You got to stop this." And Trump was like, "Well, nope, can't do that." And then today, Amazon was like, "Well, we're just going to put tariff pricing on everything." And then the White House lost its goddamn mind, and they sent that fucking press secretary out there to say what Amazon is doing is hostile and political in nature. And Bezos backed off. He's like, "All right, fine, we won't do it," because Bezos was one of Trump's big supporters. He was behind Trump at the inauguration.
I was about to say, he was up on stage. That Indian guy who was very quiet, that's the head of Google.
Yeah. Zuck was there. Mm-hmm. Bezos was there. Obviously, Elon was there because he can't not be there because his lips are surgically sewn to Trump's ass.
Hi, Sheldon.
Yeah.
Sheldon and Landon. We got all the uns. Russell Kendon.
Wow. All the uns.
All right, let's give this guy a couple more minutes here.
Get spending under control.
Oh. He's done. He's out of here.
I love how the Republicans are like, there's no way that you could tax your way out of this. have you tried?
I mean, we cut taxes our way into this, so maybe.
Mikey, you're gonna love this. She's one of your Congress people.
Here we go.
The gentlewoman from Illinois is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Let me run that back one more time.
The gentlewoman from Illinois is recognized.
Illinois. Did you hear that, Tim? Let me play it for you one more time.
Woman from Illinois is recognized.
No, let me play it again for you.
The gentlewoman from Illinois is recognized. The gentlewoman from Illinois is recognized.
Do I have to keep doing this until you get it, Tim?
The gentlewoman from Illinois is recognized.
Thank you,
Mikey. Here's what you need to do. You need to make a clip of that and just keep hitting the button.
Just spam it on you whenever you say this. Illinois, 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 Illinois.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in strong support of the rule, which includes several congressional review acts against the disastrous.
There's a question from Sheldon in the chat. Does America make profits on anything? Okay, so if you tax the rich, Americans can make profit from the profits, and the citizens can benefit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
You might want to reword that, but
send it through again.
America doesn't. I mean, companies make profits, but America doesn't.
Yeah, they don't give that to their employees, apparently.
The closest thing we have to like privatize government is the post office, and it does not make a profit.
It could. No, it couldn't. Tariffs, Russell in the chat says tariffs is a way of taxing poorer people proportionally more than wealthy people. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a consumption tax.
Yeah, any sort of flat tax is regressive.
Yep.
It's inflammatory and regressive because you're taxing everyone the same amount, but the billionaires have the money to spend and the poor people don't.
Well, they should have just had more money before the taxes got here.
Biden era
don't be broke. That's how you survive this. Is just don't be broke in the first place.
Electric vehicle mandates. These create undue burdensome rules which impact our rural communities. Rural communities are the backbone of our country. They are the farmers, ranchers, teachers, and parents, and they are being crushed by the cost.
Hold on, lady. Teachers are not a rural job. That's a everybody job. Don't try to just claim shit that ain't yours.
Only rural communities have teachers. Everyone else, they just do it on their own.
Everyone in the big cities gets on the highway to go out into a fucking farmhouse in a barn to go learn trigonometry. That is not how it works.
Costly and out of touch policies from Washington. There is no doubt EV mandates only add further financial strain to hardworking Americans, especially in my district. Have you seen an electric tractor, baler, or plow? I haven't, because they don't work on farms or in the real world. In fact,
not with that attitude.
I mean, negative Nancy over here. EV cars do work. You're a buffoon. Like, that's just not true.
Because they don't work on farms or in the real world. In fact, the heavy-duty trucks in cold weather states lose 20% of their battery capacity. When compared to cities.
Yeah, so you roll in coal in the summertime for no reason on your F-350 lifted with unobnoxious tires on it to give you even worse gas mileage. Like, shut up, lady.
Sheldon's like, the farms are the only real world? There's no real world outside of farms?
Correct.
These rural areas have extremely low.
Landon says, rather than the backbone, how about the ribs of our country? Oh, yeah, Landon says right there again. I live on a 2-acre farm and I have an electric tractor. See?
There you go.
Liar. Lying ass.
EV rates, with the vast majority of rural areas having EV registration rates between 0.5%. This means there are between 0 to 5 EVs registered per 10,000 people in rural areas. It's simple. EVs are for urban elites in warm weather states who have no concept of rural America. A government EV mandate is unjustifiable. Vehicle decisions should be left up to the American consumers, not woke, extreme climate activists.
Yo, electricity is woke?
She's coming at Elon with that.
Yeah, Elon, you woke bitch.
So here's one thing that really confuses me. You don't have to buy an electric vehicle.
Yes,
it's
I
not
do.
a mandate.
They told me I have to.
It's a tax break for buying electric vehicles. That's all it is. Hey, if you buy an electric vehicle, the government will give you a little bit of tax break at the end of the year.
Yo.
And it's not even all electric vehicles. You can't buy a Tesla for the tax break anymore. Too many people have bought them.
Yo, can you imagine all the cops out there just like, please do not let them get any more electric cars, dude. We have been getting our shit handed to us. These little go-karts are fast as shit, boy.
And they don't have transmission, so it just goes.
0 to 100% thrust.
Yeah.
I'm getting left at every street light by these goddamn Tesla X's.
I like that EVs are only for urban elites.
Like Elon Musk. Well, good. I'm glad that they're I think she's on my list of primaries. Let me see. Nope, she didn't make it. But she might.
She should.
I think she's out in she's out west. She's out there on that by the Mississippi, by Quad Cities. I think that's where her district is. So it is very rural out there and stuff like that, and it does get very cold. But brother, there's like 16 people in your district. Shut up. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have like 500 cars in your whole town. And Larry has a used car lot. Like, there's not, like, if you guys want to keep your gas, that's fine. There's not a bunch of you. But in a place that in like, I don't know, the Chicagoland metropolitan area, there's 12 million people. And on average, like, everybody has a car. That's a lot of cars to be running on gas and to be putting all that shit up in the air. So if you guys want to have your little small town and run your shit, sure, we'll go cleaner to offset your bullshit. But don't act like having an EV car is not the way to go. Like, that's just factually dishonest. But that's okay. Keep it up, lady. Because when that Elon money comes for you, don't be Democrats. Democrats in Illinois. Like, nah, brother. You wanted this. Easy compromise. If it's heavy duty / commercial enough to run on diesel, it stays on diesel. If it's personal conveyance or recreational, you replace it with EV or you take the bus. Yeah. Eating food, think diesel. I mean, like we have, until we have better options, especially for some of our heavy equipment. Yeah, diesel is what we're going to have to use for now. No one's saying that we shouldn't do that.
Once again, there's no government mandate that there has to be a certain amount of electric vehicles bought. It's just a tax incentive.
Right.
That you can check off on your tax return saying, I bought an electric vehicle, I should get a credit. And once again, it doesn't exist for all electric vehicles either. If they've sold over a certain amount of them, the credit goes away. So like the Teslas don't have that credit anymore because they've sold too many Teslas.
Well, what were they doing for that rebate? Was it like $4,000 or was it like $7,500?
It was based on the cost of the electric vehicle.
Oh, okay.
It was like a percentage. I forget what it was.
Billy says in the chat, quick swap standardized batteries at the gas station. That's the way, dude. If you can just roll up and they can just like chunk, 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 and transform your shit into full in like 4 minutes, 5 minutes. That's where it's at. But I don't know. Maybe we need some like fucking smart ass kids in colleges to figure this shit out for us. Oh wait, we have them all terrified, or you know what I mean? Like this is so dumb, dude. This is so dumb.
We have them terrified, or we're defunding their colleges.
Yeah, just shut the lab down. Like they shut down the soybean lab at U of I. Cool. Good thing they weren't doing that thing with the maize to like learn how to make corn make its own nitrogen so it would fertilize itself, making it a super crop, feeding everybody forever.
How cool would that be? I mean, we're a little too obsessed with corn in this country, but that would be cool.
I'll have to show you the video. I think it's a BBC thing or something like that. I don't want to play it on the stream because they'll ding us. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that just hasn't been finished yet, and it hasn't worked yet. Very good ideas that just haven't worked yet. They're still trying to find out what they're getting wrong. So they want to shut all that down.
Yeah.
You know?
What else we got?
Because reasons.
Or in the
hush, lady. Hush your mouth. Thought I had one more. Let me see. It always scares me when I see like the flash on like the homepage of YouTube of us streaming, because I'm like, did I not hit go live? Have we been talking to nobody this whole time? Not again.
Well, see, I mean, now we know for sure because we get the super chat. So if people are giving us money, we know that we're live.
That is true. I would play that. Did you see the bit with Tom Homan talking about something? I told you we were gonna do this, and I did it. So you can't be mad at me.
Yeah, I saw that, and fucking Tom Homan is not the head of ICE. He's not the head of immigration enforcement. He's the border czar. He's a fucking talking head.
Yes.
He doesn't have any actual authority. He's just supposed to like be the guy they go to if someone has a question about immigration or the border. He doesn't have. It's not like it's barely an official position.
Nah, man, he's like the general of the United States against the war against little kids with cancer.
Landon wants to know in the chat, do some states such as California have goals to phase out the sale of petrol or gas powered cars by a certain date? I believe California does have certain mandates about fuel efficiency for cars. And I think they are trying to put together a plan to like phase out gas powered cars by like 2050 or some shit. But I don't know how many states have that sort of initiative.
What was the word you just said? Not requirements for the cars, like the goals that they have to hit. What was the word you said? Damn it.
Efficiency? Fuel?
Yeah, what efficient standards? What is it?
Oh, yeah, they have California and a bunch of states have fuel efficiency standards for cars. And they do want to phase out, California wants to phase out gasoline engines altogether by a certain date. I think it's like 2050, but I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't know how many states are actually doing that besides California.
Just keep doing this. Do a couple more times.
Hold on. Oh, I can't take them off without like.
I'm very skillful, with not stabbing myself in the eardrum and going deaf forever.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna stab myself in the eye.
We just both blind ourselves. Both eyes on stream.
Well, that's the end of the podcast. Put in those super chats for our fucking medical bills. Next time we show up, we'll both have eye patches.
Okay, let's see here. I think this is what we want. From the N8, the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration. Look at there. I remember.
That's going to be gone soon.
Yes. NISTA also regulates fuel economy window stickers on new vehicles. Yeah, okay. Okay. Standards. Model years 2027 to 2031. Corporate average. So this is that cafe thing. Corporate average fuel economy standards. And model years 2030 to 35, heavy duty pickup trucks, vans, and vehicles finished. Okay. The final rule establishes a standard that will require an industry-wide fleet average of approximately 50.4 miles per gallon.
Ooh.
In model year 2031 for passengers and passenger cars and light trucks, and an industry fleet-wide average of HDPUVs, heavy-duty pickup
utility vehicles.
Yeah, of roughly 2.85 gallons per 100. Yo, that's
just give me the fucking miles per gallon, guys.
28. Why didn't you just say 28? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Moving decimal points to make yourself sound good. Final CAFE standards increased at a rate of 2% per year for passenger cars and 2% per year for light trucks. So what are they whining about?
Well, you see, the Trump administration changed those standards. They're actually lower than they were. They were higher.
I mean, don't you want better cars?
No, see, to higher fuel efficiency costs more for the automakers to make higher efficient engines, so they don't want that.
Here's the formula. Now, see, that's the formula. Okay. This is how you surmised it.
Math, numbers.
Looks okay to me. I mean, like, here's the thing. Where's my, there we go. I was gonna say I lost my original one. The problem with all this is, brother, look at what China is doing. Why are you still fighting to have all of the, you know what I mean? Like, why are you still fighting for this? You're fighting a losing battle. Like, you're fighting for coal mines at this point. Let the hydrogen engine in. Embrace it.
Russell says, what if you installed a conveyor belts along the side of every highway? You wouldn't need cars. You just hop on and off the belts until you get to where you need to be.
That's the city of the future. I would love that. Like the moving sidewalk.
Oh, yeah, that'd be so cool if they had that everywhere.
Dude, you just put a couple of solar panels up to power it.
Yeah.
Who needs a car? I can walk to work. It's 2 miles away. I get there in fucking 3 minutes. Fucking that moving sidewalk will have to be cooking though, huh? Oh my god.
Yeah, it'd be 1,000,000 degrees.
Oh yeah, the friction.
And also, yeah, it'd have to be going pretty fast. You'd have to like strap in.
Nah, dog, because once you get it moving, inertia. I mean, once your inertia gets going, you could just, you know, as long as you did it gradually.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna stop.
You have to slow down the same way.
Well, what I'm saying is,
just
like,
walk the other direction. Just walk the other direction on the treadmill.
You have to get a running start to like get on.
Oh, no, I'm saying it would stop. Oh, I see what you're saying.
It ain't gonna stop for individual people.
I was just thinking like a bus stop.
Oh, well, I mean, still, like, you gotta like tell the bus you're getting off, and then everyone's gonna stop.
How you gonna ring the bell? You just gotta roll over the side. just dive off. Tuck and roll.
It's gonna be like getting on a moving train. You're gonna have to like get some speed before you get on there.
Well, I think if you want to slow down and get off, I think it should be like a roller rink.
And there's got to be like crash pads at every exit, so you can just jump off.
Exactly. Oh.
The world of tomorrow.
But the truck of today. They only have light trucks in here. I can't. This does not tell me anything. Okay. Like I get her wanting to. We want our V8s and our diesel back. Okay.
No one's taking them away.
Well, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think the big three, as it were. I don't think they're not making any more V8s. V8's probably Officially, officially
phased
phased
out a
out.
lot.
Yeah, they're officially phased out at this point. My
you
buddy got a 2024 Ford Explorer Sport. Guess the engine and displacement.
I'm not incredibly good with engines, but I will say
How many cylinders?
6.
How big of the How big do you think the cylinders are?
Does it go by liters, right? This goes by liters. Yeah. 4.
How about a 3-liter 4-banger?
Really? In a wow.
He's got, but they come with turbos now. So they're just turbocharging efficient 4-bangers as opposed to putting in a V6 or a V8 because it's fucking lighter by several hundred pounds that you don't have to carry around with you all day. And it gets way better gas mileage. So as much as they talk shit about the kids with the Cavaliers and the Honda Civics doing all this stupid shit to their car, look at what they're doing right now. Putting a smaller engine in a full-size SUV and turbocharging it. And it's way easier. Who would have thunk that you didn't need that big stinking engine anyway? And that thing is fast. That thing is very fast.
So the wife has a WRX.
A Rex.
Let's see. What is a WRX packing nowadays?
Ooh. The solutions run a slow belt and slow belt and a fast belt. Yeah, enter in an outer line, like a roundabout. You hop on the slow belt first, and then you step across to the fast belt. Dude, imagine if a roundabout was spinning. It would It would be chaos.
It would be insanity.
You just drive on it and stop, and then you back up.
The 271 horsepower.
Is that more than me? I think that's more than me.
It's got a 2.4 liter flat 4-cylinder engine. And it gets 271 horsepower. It comes with a 6-speed manual or an automatic.
Can you drive stick?
I can drive stick. The wife can't, so she has an automatic.
Here you go. It's a 2.3 liter EcoBoost 4. So it's tiny.
This is 2.4 turbocharged flat 4-cylinder.
That's what I'm saying. So the Ford Explorer, the big ass truck or SUV, has a smaller engine than the WRX.
Wow. And that WRX fucking moves, man.
I bet the fuck it does. Get along, little doggy.
And it's got the air scoop in the hood, so it sounds real loud.
Yeah. Back when the Mini was running, that was my favorite little piece of all right. I'll tell this little part and then we can get out of here. So
all right.
Let me pull up a little picture. I have an R53, which is this is pretty close to mine. Actually, yeah, this is pretty close. Bum-ba-da-bum.
Oh, it's so mini.
It's very cute. And I also has the hood scoop.
Yeah.
But I think your car, you said it was turbocharged, right?
Yeah, turbocharged, yeah.
The R53 is supercharged. So it has a I don't think it's Cosworth, but it has like a very small little on top of the engine block. It has a little supercharger. So then, like, you giving it the beans, and you just hear. It just sounds like a little Jetsons car, and I'm like, this is awesome. And it's pretty quick.
In Ollie in the chat. You know what else has 250 horsepower? Tim's food truck. My food truck probably has a shit ton of horsepower.
No.
It just weighs a ton.
It doesn't. I bet it doesn't. It's probably got decent torque, but I bet it doesn't have a lot of horsepower. It's diesel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably low on the horsepower, high on the torque.
Let's see.
No, they're crap, Mike. You sell it the slightest problem. I know they're crap. I just like them. I just like them is all. What is considered a small engine in the U.S.? In the U.K., most cars are under 2 liter. Wow, I have a Ford Focus 1.5 liter. I think my Mitsubishi has got a decent engine. Tell us about your tell us about your displacement. Okay, we're here to listen right now to your displacement stories.
So my food truck is a 1999 Freightliner MT55 step-up van. It has a Cummins B5.9 six-cylinder engine with 5.9 liters and 200 horsepower.
My 3 liter V6 in my SUV has 220. And I have a smaller engine. You're all torque though.
Yeah, that's
you gotta
all
move,
torque.
You gotta move shit. I only got 204 foot-pounds or pound-feet of torque. Is it foot-pounds or pound-feet?
I think it's foot-pounds.
Foot-pounds. 1.8 for Ollie Civic. I love my Mini. I'm sad that I have to get rid of it. I'll buy another one someday. One of these days I'll get a new one. Or I could just hang on to it. Man, how cool would it be? Well, it would be cool for me. But if my parent gave me a car that was older than me to take to school for my first car, but if I just I just kept carting it around with me. Like, nope, that's Carrot. All right, Carrot, go fix that thing, and then you can drive it. Well, sure, we're gonna have to fucking pay tariffs on the damn parts now. Doesn't like hills, I bet.
The food truck doesn't like hills either.
But I would much rather have like a teleport car. Like I think that's how I think that's the way that we're gonna solve teleportation. Is like you'll get in a car, the teleportation device is in the car. Everybody can roll up the windows, like just kind of get into position, type into your GPS where you want to go, turn the key, everything starts booting up, and then you just kind of put it in drive and then push on the gas pedal, and then whoop, you just end up where you're supposed to be. And then there would be like a designated parking spot, that's already there and that they've confirmed is empty because you don't want to like teleport into something, heaven forbid.
Right.
I guess you'd have to like in a vacuum, huh? Like I guess if I made a chamber, if I had like a big fish tank upside down and I sucked all the air out of it, I guess inside there would be safe to teleport into. Landon?
Yeah.
Landon, would that be safe?
Landon, tell us the science.
Yeah, is it safer for me to teleport into a vacuum if I could teleport, or to teleport into just regular air? I feel like coming into existence in air would hurt. Or at least I'd have to push all the air out of the way.
Oh, Mikey. Similar question, but which theory do you subscribe to with teleporters? Are you the same person on the other end of the teleporter, or did you like die mid-teleport and then rematerialize as a different person?
It depends on what you mean by you.
Oh God. Let's say Riker uses the teleporter, right? To beam down to a planet.
Oh, is that the same Riker?
Is he the same Riker after he's been disassembled and reassembled?
This is not scientific, but I would say yes, because I believe that whatever current composition of quarks and gases and acids and salts that make you up. So if I grab that same exact combination that, has all these different permutations and I put it together the exact same way, I would say yes, it would be the same person. I have no evidence for this, but I feel like each person has their own little special recipe on human. So if you put it together, you'll get the same thing out. It'll be the same thing. Landon says vacuum. Teleported into air would just create an explosion as you rapidly push out the air that you are displacing. Yeah, that's what I figured. Just kadoosh. Just fucking. It'd be like a what's it called? Like a lightning strike.
Yeah.
Just explode the air around me. Let's see, teleport. Let's see. BMW Mini is fun, but I heard they have a lot of reliability. Watch out. Oh yeah, they're shit. I'm in like a Facebook group. We all know, but we love them. Had 4 different Minis. First was 1984 Mini 25. Then I had a 78 Mini 1000, the 80 Mini 1100 Special in 19. Ooh. Yeah,
Landon says swap you and the air.
Yeah. So we'll just have to land from the teleportation car in a vacuum tank. That's where the parking spot. All the parking spots will have to be evacuated of all possible particles to stop with the detonations.
Science is fun.
Well, we gotta, enjoy science while we still have it.
Yeah. Before it gets completely defunded.
Destroyed.
Mikey, let's go home.
Let's go home. It's time for me to eat some lunch. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for all this. Thanks for all the super chats and the memberships. We're gonna have to add some people to that list now.
What list? Oh yeah.
I think a few of them might count double. But thanks for watching us. Like and subscribe on the YouTubes and become a member if you want. Or you can go to patreon.com/thevin podcast and be a patron there.
Not particularly.
Oh God, I forgot about that. Oh,
you also forgot about this.
Sucking us dry and
no.
Thank you for today's fan funded peoples. We had Darren for 5. We had Tons for 5. We had SG for 2. We had Tim for 10. We had One Angry Pagan for 2. We had Alistair for 10. And we got new members, Bruno, Alistair, and Russell. So thank you guys.
Have you ever been wrong? I was like, no.
For making the right decision. And supporting some independent media. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and we'll see you on Thursday at the usual time?
Thursday, same bin time, same bin network. Podcast day. Fuck, shit. Damn it!
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.